Someone yelled, "Dude, your girl just got stolen." As my girlfriend kissed another guy in front of everyone, I froze, humiliated, phones recording my face. Days later, their laughter stopped when a different set of parents stepped in. I 25M need some perspective, because I feel like I am losing my mind. My girlfriend Chloe 24F did something at a party last weekend that is eating me alive. But she keeps telling me I am overreacting, and it was just fun. We have been together for about 18 months. Chloe is a lot. She is outgoing, loves attention, always the center of whatever room she is in. I am more quiet, prefer smaller groups, but I thought we balanced each other out. Maybe I was wrong. For context, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. Chloe has this pattern where she will flirt with other guys when we are out, or make comments about how cute some random dude is, or let guys buy her drinks while I am standing right there. When I bring it up, she always says the same thing. "Jason, you are being too serious. It is just for fun." I am not actually doing anything, but last Saturday was different. We were at her friend Cole's birthday party at his apartment. Decent crowd, maybe 30 people. Mix of our friends and people I didn't know. I was having a good time until this guy Marcus showed up, apparently an old friend of Chloe's from college. The moment Marcus walked in, Chloe lit up like a Christmas tree. Suddenly, she was all smiles and touchy and laughing at everything he said. I tried to stay cool about it, but it was obvious to everyone what was happening. Around 11 p.m., I was talking to someone in the kitchen when I heard a bunch of people cheering and laughing in the living room. I walked over to see what was going on. Chloe was making out with Marcus, not like a quick peck. Full on, hands and hair, bodies pressed together making out, in front of everyone, while Cole's friend Ethan filmed it on his phone and people were shouting encouragement. I just stood there like an idiot. I couldn't move, couldn't speak, couldn't process what I was seeing. The room felt like it was spinning. When they finally broke apart, everyone was cheering and laughing. That is when Chloe saw me, instead of looking guilty or embarrassed. She smiled and shrugged, like, "What can you do?" Ethan was still filming, now focused on my face. Someone yelled, "Dude, your girl just got stolen," and everyone laughed harder. I walked outside and sat in my car for about an hour. My hands were shaking. I felt humiliated, betrayed, and completely powerless. Eventually, I just drove home without saying goodbye to anyone. Chloe didn't call or text that night. The next morning, she posted an Instagram story of herself at brunch with Marcus and some other friends. Captioned "Single Girl Summer Vibes that evening." She finally showed up at my apartment around 8 p.m., acting like nothing had happened. "Hey babe, what is up? You disappeared last night. What is up? Are you serious right now? Jason, please don't tell me you are actually upset about last night." It was Cole's birthday. Everyone was drunk and having fun. Marcus and I were just reminiscing about college. You made out with him, in front of everyone. While someone filmed it, it was just a kiss. God, you act like I slept with him or something. You are being way too serious about this. Too serious, Chloe. You humiliated me in front of all our friends. Nobody was thinking about you, Jason. Everyone was just having a good time. You are the one making it weird by being all possessive and jealous. This is where I am confused. Was it really just harmless fun? Am I being controlling for being upset? Everyone seemed to think it was hilarious, and I was the only one who had a problem with it. But I cannot stop thinking about how it felt to watch my girlfriend kiss another man while a room full of people cheered and filmed my reaction. I keep replaying Ethan pointing that camera at my face while everyone laughed. Chloe has been texting me like everything is normal. "Good morning, babe. What do you want for dinner?" Casual stuff. But she hasn't apologized or even acknowledged that what she did might have hurt me. I feel like I am going crazy. Is this normal relationship stuff that I am overreacting to? Or was what she did actually as messed up as it felt in the moment? Edit. A lot of people are asking if we have talked about boundaries before. We have, sort of. Every time I have brought up the flirting thing, she says I am being insecure and that she is just being friendly. She says relationships shouldn't change who you are as a person. Edit 2. To clarify. Yes, we were officially together. She introduced me as her boyfriend to Marcus when he first arrived at the party. Edit 3. Someone asked about the video. As far as I know, Ethan still has it. I haven't seen it posted anywhere, but the thought of it existing makes me sick. Update 1. I need to update because what I found out changes everything. This wasn't some spontaneous drunk mistake. They planned this. After my last post, I was still trying to figure out if I was overreacting. Chloe kept texting like nothing happened, sending me memes and asking about weekend plans. The cognitive dissonance was making me feel insane. Then yesterday, I got a message from Maya, who is Cole's girlfriend. We have never been particularly close, but she has always seemed like a decent person. Hey Jason, can we talk? I have some things you need to see. She asked me to meet her at a coffee shop after work. When I got there, she looked nervous as hell. I need to show you something, but you have to promise you will not say where you got this. She pulled out her phone and opened screenshots of a group chat between Cole, Ethan, and Chloe from the day before the party. The messages revealed everything. Cole confirming Marcus would be there and calling it hilarious. Ethan wondering if I would actually fight back or just stand there like always. And Chloe confidently predicting I would do nothing because I never fight back. They had planned the whole thing, like a show, Cole, making sure enough people would be around for a good reaction. Ethan clearing space on his phone, specifically for recording, and Chloe gleefully noting that I had no idea what was coming. I stared at those screenshots for a long time. Maya was watching my face carefully. There is more, she said quietly. The messages from after the party were even worse. They celebrated my humiliation like a successful prank. Ethan bragging about getting my priceless reaction on video, Cole laughing about how I just stood there like a statue. But Chloe's messages hit the deepest. She admitted feeling bad for a moment, then justified the whole thing by claiming I was controlling and always judging her. When Ethan pointed out that I barely said anything, she twisted that into evidence of my supposed possessiveness. The final blow was her confident prediction that I had never leave because I didn't have the balls. She'd just call it a joke and I would get over it like always. Why are you showing me this? I asked Maya, because what they did was crazy, and because... She hesitated. Because I am realizing I don't know who Cole really is. The person who would plan something like this isn't someone I want to be with. I felt sick. Not just hurt or angry, physically sick. They had planned my humiliation like it was a game. They brought Marcus specifically to hurt me. They positioned people to get the best view. Ethan cleared space on his phone ahead of time. And Chloe orchestrated the whole thing because she thought I was controlling for expecting basic respect in our relationship. What are you going to do? Maya asked. I don't know yet, but thank you for showing me this. That was yesterday. Since then, I have been thinking about my next move. Part of me wants to confront them all immediately. Part of me wants to just ghost Chloe and never speak to her again. But there is another part of me, a part that has been growing since I saw those messages, that wants to be strategic about this. They planned my humiliation. Maybe it is time I planned theirs. Chloe has been texting me all day about some dinner party her parents are having this weekend that she wants me to attend. She is acting like we are perfectly fine, like she didn't orchestrate the most humiliating moment of my life for entertainment. I am going to respond. I am going to play along. But first, I need to get that video from Ethan. I have an idea, but I need to be smart about this. They thought I was too weak to fight back. Let's see if they are right. Edit. People are asking what I am planning. I am not going to post details because I know some of them browse Reddit, but I will update when it is done. Edit 2. Maya is breaking up with Cole tonight. She said she cannot look at him the same way after seeing who he really is. Edit 3. To everyone saying, I should just leave. You are probably right, but they made this public. They filmed my humiliation and shared it for laughs. If I am going down, I am not going down quiet. Update 2. It has been a week since Maya showed me those group chat screenshots. A week of playing the perfect boyfriend while planning my response. Tonight, everything changes. I have been responding to Chloe's texts normally, even agreed to go to her parents' dinner party this weekend. She has no idea I know about the group chat. As far as she is concerned, I am the same pushover who got over it like always. But I have been busy. Step 1 was getting evidence. I reached out to Marcus through social media, pretending I wanted to clear the air about what happened. Turns out he had no idea it was planned either. Chloe just told him I was practically her ex anyway, and that it would be fun to make Jason jealous. Marcus felt bad enough about it that he agreed to help me. He is going to be important later. Step 2 was getting that video. I couldn't approach Ethan directly without tipping him off. So I went through his girlfriend, Sarah, who I have always gotten along with. I told her I was trying to piece together what happened that night because I had been pretty drunk, a lie, and asked if Ethan had any photos or videos from the party. She not only got me the video, but also screenshots of Ethan bragging about it to other people. Apparently he has been showing it around like it is the funniest thing ever recorded. The video is worse than I remembered. You can hear people clearly saying things like, "Look at his face," and he is just going to stand there and take it. My humiliation is the entertainment. Ethan even zooms in on my face at one point. Step 3 was the hardest part, getting Chloe to confess on record. I texted her yesterday. "Hey, can we talk tonight? I have been thinking about what happened at the party, and I want to understand your perspective. I don't want to fight. I just want to hear your side of things." She immediately responded, "Of course, babe. I am so glad you are being mature about this. Come over around 8. So here I am, sitting in my car outside her apartment with my phone set to record. I have practiced this conversation in my head a dozen times. The key is to not come across as accusatory, just confused and hurt, asking for honesty. If this works, I will have her admitting that it was planned. That she brought Marcus specifically to hurt me, and that she thinks I am too weak to do anything about it. Combined with the group chat screenshots and the video, it will be a complete picture of what they did. But I am nervous as hell. What if she doesn't take the bait? What if she sticks to "it was just spontaneous fun" story? What if I am not as good an actor as I think I am? I am going in. Edit. It is done. I have everything I need. Will update with details tomorrow. I need to make some phone calls first. Edit 2. For those asking, yes, I live in a one-party consent state. Recording her without her knowledge is completely legal. Edit 3. Some of you are worried I am going too far. Maybe you are right, but they filmed me being humiliated and shared it for laughs. They planned my emotional destruction as entertainment. I don't think there is such a thing as too far anymore. Final update: it has been 2 weeks since I recorded that conversation with Chloe. 2 weeks since I set off the nuclear option. I promised I would update when the dust settled. And it finally has. The recording went better than I could have imagined. I walked into her apartment acting confused and hurt, asking her to help me understand what happened at the party. I told her I had been replaying it in my head and couldn't figure out why she had kissed Marcus. "Babe, you are overthinking this," she said. It was just a spontaneous moment. Everyone was drunk and having fun. But it felt so deliberate, like Marcus seemed to know it was going to happen. She got a little defensive. "What are you trying to say?" "I am not trying to say anything. I am just confused." And Ethan had his phone out like he was waiting for something to film. That is when she started to crack. I could see her weighing how much truth to tell me. "Okay, look. Maybe the guys mentioned earlier that Marcus was coming, and that it might be funny to see your reaction. But it wasn't like we planned anything serious. My reaction to what? To me? I don't know. Flirting with him. You get so jealous about everything, Jason. They thought it would be good for you to see that I can talk to other guys without it being a big deal." I kept pushing gently, acting like I just wanted to understand. Eventually, she told me everything. They had planned it for weeks. Marcus was specifically invited to test my boundaries. They positioned people around the room for the best view. Ethan cleared space on his phone ahead of time. They even had a backup plan in case I tried to intervene. But the worst part was when she said, "Honestly, I was getting tired of you being so possessive and controlling. I thought if you saw that I could do whatever I want and you would still stick around, maybe you would finally relax and stop being so insecure." She admitted she still had the video saved on her phone. When I asked to see it, she actually showed me, proud of her performance. Laughing at my reaction in the footage. I got everything. The whole confession, her laughing at the video, her admitting it was planned specifically to hurt me, all recorded. But I wasn't done yet. The next morning, I called Marcus and asked if he wanted to meet for coffee. I played him the recording of Chloe, admitting she used him to manipulate me. He was furious. Apparently she had told him we were practically broken up and that I was emotionally abusive and needed to be taught a lesson. Marcus agreed to help me with the final phase. I compiled everything. The group chat screenshots from Maya, the video Ethan had been sharing, my recording of Chloe's confession, and Marcus's statement about how he had been manipulated too. Then, I sent it all to both sets of parents. Chloe's parents received copies of the group chat showing their daughter planning my humiliation, the video of the incident, and the recording of her laughing about it afterward. My parents received all the same evidence, plus Chloe's text messages to them from after the party where she had told them I was being possessive and jealous, and that they should talk to me about my behavior. Yeah, she had tried to turn my own parents against me. That was in the recording too. The fallout was immediate and brutal. Chloe's parents called her within hours. According to what I heard later, her dad was furious. Not just about what she had done to me, but about how she had manipulated Marcus and involved her friends in planning someone's emotional destruction. Her mom was apparently more upset about the public nature of it. "You made this boy's private pain into public entertainment," was the quote I heard. My parents called me that same day. My dad said, "Son, we owe you an apology. We thought maybe you were being overly sensitive about her behavior, but this is sociopathic." But the real damage came from the social fallout. Maya had already broken up with Cole and cut contact with that entire friend group. When she saw my evidence, she shared the group chat screenshots with other people who had been at the party. Ethan's girlfriend Sarah broke up with him after seeing how he had been sharing the video and bragging about destroying me. She called him cruel and heartless. Marcus started telling people how he had been manipulated into participating in what he called a calculated attack on someone's dignity. Within a week, most of their social circle knew the truth. Instead of being seen as the cool girl who put her boyfriend in his place, Chloe was now seen as someone who planned elaborate schemes to psychologically torture people for entertainment. Cole and Ethan found themselves increasingly isolated as people realized they had participated in genuinely sadistic behavior. Chloe tried to do damage control. She called me crying, saying I was ruining her life and that what she did wasn't that bad. She claimed I was being vindictive and taking it too far. When I didn't respond, she showed up at my apartment 2 days ago. "Jason, you need to stop this. I made a mistake. Okay, I am sorry. But what you are doing now is worse than anything I did, is it?" I asked. "Because what I am doing is telling the truth. What you did was plan my humiliation for entertainment. It was supposed to be funny. It wasn't supposed to hurt you this much. You filmed me being emotionally destroyed and shared it for laughs. You manipulated Marcus into helping you. You tried to turn my parents against me, and you called it teaching me a lesson. You are being vindictive. I am being honest. You said I was too weak to fight back. You said I had just get over it like always. You were wrong. That is when she really lost it. Fine. You want to destroy my life over a stupid kiss. Go ahead. But don't pretend you are the victim here when you are the one sharing private conversations and recordings. Those private conversations were about planning my public humiliation. That recording is you admitting you orchestrated the whole thing. I am not sharing private moments. I am sharing evidence of calculated cruelty." She left crying. I haven't heard from her since. The strangest part of all this is how calm I feel. For months, Chloe made me question my own reality. She convinced me that my feelings didn't matter, that I was too sensitive, that I should be grateful for whatever scraps of respect she threw my way. But I was right. What she did was wrong. What they all did was wrong. And now everyone knows it. I am not proud of the recording. It felt manipulative even though it was necessary. But I am proud that I stood up for myself. I am proud that I gathered evidence instead of just making accusations. I am proud that I didn't let them gaslight me into thinking their planned cruelty was just fun. They turned my pain into entertainment. I turned their cruelty into consequences. Maya texted me yesterday. "You did the right thing. People needed to see who they really are." Marcus called to thank me for showing him how he had been used. He said it made him realize he needs to be more careful about who he trusts. My parents have been incredible. They are horrified that they initially believed Chloe's version of events and have been going out of their way to support me. As for Chloe, Ethan, and Cole, they are dealing with the social consequences of their actions. People don't want to be around someone who would plan elaborate schemes to psychologically torture others for fun. The video still exists, but now everyone who sees it knows the context. Instead of being the guy who got humiliated by his girlfriend, I am the guy whose girlfriend planned his humiliation and got exposed for it. That is a narrative I can live with. Edit. A lot of people are asking if I feel guilty about the recording. Honestly, they filmed my humiliation without consent and shared it for entertainment. They planned psychological torture and called it a joke. Recording someone admitting to that isn't the moral problem here. Edit 2. For those saying I went too far, they made a video of my emotional destruction and shared it as entertainment. They planned it for weeks. They involved multiple people in a scheme designed to break me down. If holding them accountable for that is too far, then we have very different definitions of justice. Final edit. This experience taught me that sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is refuse to be kind to people who are cruel to you. Chloe called it a joke, but jokes are supposed to be funny for everyone involved. What they did was sadism disguised as humor. I am in therapy now, working through the trust issues this created, but I am also stronger than I was before. I know my worth isn't determined by how other people treat me, and I know I never have to accept cruelty just because someone calls it kindness.